Hello, everyone, and welcome to beautiful Springfield, Ohio, and most importantly, welcome to Carlton-Davidson Stadium. Welcome to the Tiger Sports Network. My name is JJ Weisenberger. I'm here with my partner, AJ Meyer. AJ, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. It is a chilly night for some baseball, but always a beautiful day for some baseball.
Beautiful day indeed. Today we've got a Division III non-conference matchup today between the visiting Wilmington Quakers and your Wittenberg Tigers. Tigers coming in off the backs of a couple of doubleheader sweeps in their home openers and a 7-game winning streak overall. The Tigers today will be led by Andrew Rust on the mound. Now I'll let AJ go through the rest of the lineup on the field for him.
And defensively for the Tigers, James McCulley will be leading off, playing second base and left field. And the two-hole will be Michael Bronowski. At shortstop, batting third is Chase Wisner. That's our NCAC Athlete of the Week. At first base is number 15, Connor O'Malley. Holding down the hot corner, batting fifth, is Ben Seibert. In the DH position, batting sixth, is Matt Moore. Behind the plate with his battery partner, Andrew Rust, is Rocco Royer. In center field is Luke Thomas. And in right field is Max Monachino.
Quakers coming into this game with an 8-10 record. They'll be led off by number 3, Tyler Shaneyfelt, and he will take a first pitch strike from Andrew Rust. Shaneyfelt will be followed by Evan Kelsey. He'll be followed by number 7, Jared Lammert. In the cleanup spot will be number 44, Caleb Scott. In the 5-hole, number 20, Dominic Deppa. And then in the 6th spot, Jesse Ryleford, 7, Kyle Jennings. In the 8th hole, number 27, Carter Sheben. And rounding up the lineup will be number 10, Evan Eilerman. So Shaneyfelt now with a 2-1 count. Rust getting the start today for the Tigers, looking to hold down their hot home start here.
Rust getting his second start of the season and his 4th appearance as he evens this count up at 2-2 on the Wilmington leadoff hitter, Shaneyfelt. Rust, along with his brother, make their way over to Wittenberg from nearby Columbus.
So Shaneyfelt with the full count now, looking to get the leadoff run on for the Quakers. It's one thing this Tigers staff has done a very good job of is not giving away free bases. That one will be grounded to second. Good pick there from McCauley, and that'll be out number 1. So that'll bring up number 4, Evan Kelsey, to the plate. Andrew Rust getting his first out of the day.
Joey, Ford. We're not playing Waynesburg.
So Rust now will get the sign, facing his second batter of the night. Here's the pitch. That'll be grounded again once to second. McCauley with another good play. Pitch over to O'Malley at first. O'Malley making the switch to first after mainly playing right field for most of the year for this Tiger team. He'll be replacing the usual first baseman, Ian Ash. And that'll bring up number 7, Jared Lammert. Here's the first pitch to Lammert. That'll be a swing and a foul ball. Rocco Royer getting the start behind the plate. Royer starting game 2 of the doubleheader last week, had a very strong game, hitting a solo homer there in the 8th inning to help finish off the game 2 win against Albion. Here's the pitch. Good breaking ball. That'll be right down the third base line. Quakers will get their first hit of the day. He'll be rounding second. The throw in will be late. So the Quakers get their first hit, a double from number 7, Jared Lammert.
And, just as I was getting ready to say, Russ getting those first 2 outs, starting with some confidence, just about to get that third out, heading into this bottom of the first inning, but, has a great defense behind him.
Seibert there playing third with the diving attempt, but a good hit for Jared Lammert. He sat on the breaking ball there and was able to pull it right down the third base line to get the 2-out double. 2-out hitting has been a very common theme for us up here in the broadcasting booth. We talk about it a lot with the Tigers. Tigers doing a very good job with that, and that'll be a tapper down the third base line. Tough play for Seibert. That'll be a throw over and a good play, and out number 3. So Seibert gets to redeem himself, and Andrew Rust has a clean first inning, giving up a 2-out double, but able to leave it there. So Tigers able to bring up their hot-hitting bats here right after this. So we're here in the bottom of the first. James McCauley to lead it off once again for the Tigers. McCauley, a very good leadoff spot for this Tiger team, able to get on base very well. He'll have the task of going up against number 28, David Ernst, on the mound for the Quakers today. Ernst, a 6'7" pitcher, big lengthy arm. His first pitch will be in there for a ball. McCauley, we talked about him a lot last week. He's a very speedy leadoff hitter. He's able to get the ball in play, and he uses his speed very well to get on base. A very dangerous leadoff hitter for opposing pitchers as he draws ball 2.
And McCauley's coming off a good week last week, hitting .385, and those Tiger 4 wins, a pair of wins against Waynesburg and a pair of wins against Albion.
And a big thing, and that'll be poked into center field, and that'll be a very good grab by the center fielder, Jesse Ryleford. Ryleford able to track that ball down, catches it on the run for out number 1. But the thing that stands about McCauley last week, he was able to draw 5 walks in the 4 games, and that's one thing that this Tiger team does a very good job at. They're a very disciplined hitting team. They're very aggressive, but at the same time, they're very smart. They have very good eyes, and they're able to draw a lot of walks and get on base. And with the amount of very talented bats in this lineup, getting on base is a very good thing. So Michael Bernowski now will come up in the 2-hole spot today. He'll watch ball 1 go by.
And I think that's something that you want out of your leadoff hitter, is doing whatever it takes to get on base. You know, I mean, that's the job of the leadoff hitter, is get on base and let those guys behind him get him over and get him in. And last week we saw McCauley do his job to a T. And so now we have Bernowski up now, and he's ahead in the count 2-0. And Bernowski is doing a good job making his way into this Tiger lineup so far, as he's ahead in this count 3-0. And, you know, 2 freshmen back-to-back to start off this lineup here against Wilmington tonight. But Bernowski with 4 RBIs last week and 6 hits, so hitting .500 last week.
And he will draw a walk there, and that'll bring up the hot-hitting Chase Wisner. Chase Wisner coming off the North Coast Athletic Conference Player of the Week. And he had a very phenomenal week last week, batting .571, driving in 11 RBIs, and en route of 4 wins for this Tiger team. This Tiger team, a very skilled offensive team in their 7-game winning streak, 6 of them having double-digit runs. So Wisner will watch strike 1. And the one game that they didn't get 10 runs, they did score 9 in
7 innings.
In 7 innings as well.
They didn't even get to 9 innings to score double digits.
So Bernowski standing at first with Wisner at the plate. O'Malley in the on-deck circle. The 0-1 pitch to Wisner. And that'll be a big breaking ball and a big swing and a miss there from Wisner as he goes down in the count 0-2.
And, we talked about this with Ian Ash last week after he had a good first game. And, Wisner's coming off the NCAC Athlete of the Week, and he took a big hack at that one. And sometimes when you're on a bit of a hot streak, you want to just stay within yourself and, kind of just let the bat do the work.
As Wisner will sky that one into the right foul ground, and that'll get down for foul ball. You bring up a really good point. Ian Ash there in Game 1 of last week's doubleheader had a phenomenal game, hitting a big homer for this Tiger squad. And then you could really see it in Game 2. He was really, really going after a lot of pitches that he normally wouldn't have, and he ended up finishing that game 1 for 5 with 4 strikeouts, which is very uncharacteristic of him. So Wisner now, you can see some aggressive cracks at it early, down in the count 0-2.
Like we said, Wisner last week hit .571 with 11 RBIs. He has 15 RBIs total on the season.
Bernowski's going to try to take second. That throw is going to be wild and going to center field. Bernowski thinks about going to third, but he'll make the better play of it. Oh, and he ends up taking third as it sneaks by the center fielder, and he's going to slide into third base with an error off the stolen base. So the throw from the catcher goes wide there of the second baseman. Center fielder number 3, Tyler Schoenfeld, not able to make a play on it as it sneaks by him, and Bernowski's able to take third.
So stolen base, advances to third on error on the center field.
So continuing to see the aggression by the Tigers on both sides of the ball on offense and defense. And you know what? We saw 6 errors by the Tigers on Sunday. 2 were on pickoffs. And, the other 4 were just kind of, some might have been due to the field conditions, but, Wittenberg, looking to bounce back on the defensive side here when they get back on defense. But you know what? Trying to add to this advantage here with now Bernowski on third base.
Connor O'Malley stepping into the box now. O'Malley leading this team in RBIs with 19. And in a 2-out position, this Tiger team is a very good 2-out hitting team, as that one's going to be sent to first. A very good pick there by the first baseman, number 44, Caleb Scott. And the Quakers able to get out of an error with Bernowski on third. And we'll have a tie ball game here at the end of the first. Andrew Rust and the Tiger defense will come back out for the top of the second right after this. Oh, I don't want to talk. I'm breathing right now. So we are back here at the top of the second. A clean scorecard for both pitchers in the first inning, as that one's going to be a tap to Seibert. Good grab from Seibert and a good throw over to O'Malley. An easy out number 1 for Andrew Rust. And that'll bring up number 2, Jesse Ryleford to the plate. Rust so far looking comfortable out on the bump, looking looking very strong, able to locate his pitches, getting a lot of ground outs here early in this game. And the defense so far for the Tigers, you talked about, you brought up the errors last week in Game 2 of the doubleheader. Errors were the storyline, and Albion almost able to make a late game comeback because of those errors. But so far, defense looking pretty strong for the Tigers.
And, Wilmington, has ripped a few shots down this third base line, given Ben Seibert the early action. But that's the good thing with this Tiger defense. Next guy up mentality, lives strong in that Tiger dugout. And, Dylan Jackson not getting the start tonight, but Ben Seibert, an equally great defender to put down there at the hot corner.
Yeah, and we've talked about it a lot. This Tiger team from top to bottom is a very deep team, and we've seen in a couple of these bigger blowout wins for the Tiger team, this bench is able to come in and produce just as much as the starting lineup can. And with Dylan Jackson nursing a hamstring injury, Ben Seibert able to come in and provide a very, very valuable and impactful bat on the offensive side of things, but a very good glove and arm from that third base position. So 3-1 count now from Rust. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And that'll be outside. So a walk now gives the Quakers a base runner with number 15, Kyle Jennings, coming up to the plate.
Number 15, Kyle Jennings.
And the Tiger defense didn't get many double play opportunities on Sunday as the ground was still wet. The ball was moving slow through that infield. And Albion was doing a good job of moving early on pitches and trying to break up those double plays. So really just not giving that quick middle infield of Wisner and McCulley much time to turn 2.
So Rust draws the check swing strike there, and that one will be ripped into the gap in left field. So Quakers now with 2 base runners on first and second, and only 1 out. And that'll bring up number 27, Carter Sheben. Sheben with a runner in scoring position now and an early scoring chance for this Wilmington team. Wilmington coming in with an 8-10 record, but looking at their schedule, they played a lot of close games against some very good opponents. So records can be deceiving, especially in the game of baseball. A lot of close games. It comes down to the very little minute details.
And we saw that this weekend. Wittenberg playing a 2-11 Albion team, and Albion battled through 18 innings, 2 9s.
Yeah, if you went into that game without knowing any of the records from either team, you would have guessed that Albion would have had a better record in that game. So Russ now with a runner in scoring position now and a runner on first, only 1 out. First pitch there will be in the dirt. Royer making a good block there.
That just shows once again another position where these Tigers are deep. We have Matt Moore in the DH position again, the 3rd straight game. But, gives Rocco Royer, a younger player on this team, an opportunity to get some playing time and in a meaningful game. It's a regional opponent, and that one's lined right back at the pitcher, Rust. McCulley does a good job of fielding it and just flipping it to Wisner for the fielder's choice to get the out at second.
So a tough play from Russ there, but a good job to get out of the way. And McCulley takes the kind of wicked hop there and is able to get at least 1 out now. So 2 outs now, runners on the corners for the Quakers, and that'll bring up number 10, the 9-hole hitter, Evan Eilerman. Eilerman with an early RBI opportunity.
And those plays are so tough to make for the pitcher, and when they do make those plays, all credit to the pitcher, and that's very athletic, but a lot of the time it's self-defense.
It's self-defense and a lot of luck, just throwing that glove out there and hoping that ball finds its way to it. So ball 1 there to Eilerman. Russ will take a look over at first. He'll get his sign.
We have some great medical staff comes to the games. The baseball AT is Nathan Irving, and he does a good job of taking care of them. And through conversations with him, I know that the last thing that he wants to do is go out there and deal with a broken nose, a bloody nose, anything like that, concussion.
So 2-0 pitch is wide there. Rust down 3-0 in the count and threatening to give up bases loaded here with 2 outs in the top of the order, looming in the on-deck circle. So Quakers now trying to make some early noise and get a jump on this Wittenberg team. So that pitch will be a good one in there for strike one, and it looked like Eilerman was taking that one all the way on a 3-0 count.
And this is a big out for Russ to get here. If he can get the 9-hole hitter of Wilmington out, that'll give the Tigers some momentum heading into this bottom of the second inning.
So that one will be wide. Ball 4. Quakers now with bases loaded here with 2 outs in the top of the second, and that'll bring up number 3, Tyler Schoenfeld Jr. Tyler Schoenfeld Jr. with a big opportunity here in the leadoff spot. He grounded out in his first at-bat.
And, last week we mentioned how Wittenberg was outscoring their opponents 20-1 in the first inning, but unfortunately they are actually getting outscored 16-13 in the second inning by their opponents.
So, yeah, one of the only innings, one of only 2 innings that the Tigers are getting outscored in is this second inning, and they're threatening to give up some runs here as that'll be ball 1. And the last thing you want to do in a situation like this is walk one of the runners in. You at least want to try to either get it in play and let your defense try to make a play, or you can do that and throw strikes and get them out the easy way. So that'll be strike 1, 1-1 count now.
I feel like a lot of baseball is full of learning opportunities, and this is a good learning opportunity for Andrew Rust. Early in the game, working through a bases-loaded jam. If he can get through this, it could truly be a good turning point for him moving forward in the rest of the season, knowing that he has the confidence to, work through that later.
So here's the 1-1 pitch. And that'll be grounded right off. It'll go off the glove of Rust, and McCauley makes a good play, and we'll flip it to second. And the Tigers able to escape trouble here in the top of the second. Andrew Rust is able to get out of the bases-loaded jam. So we'll be right back in the bottom of the second for this Tiger lineup. So we are back here in the bottom of the second. Ben Seibert to lead it off for the Tigers. Ben Seibert coming off a pretty impressive week itself, batting .545 in the recent 4 games and 4 wins for the Tiger team. So he'll be in the 5-hole, trying to get things going here. David Ernst back on the mound, trying to come off of an impressive bottom of the first against a very tough top of the order for this Wittenberg Tiger squad. So here's the first pitch. That'll be a good breaking ball in there for a strike.
Seibert's had some action his way down at third base. Let's see if he can turn it around and produce on the offensive side of the plate.
So a big curveball there from Ernst, and will be outside for ball 1. Ernst so far looking pretty comfortable on the mound, controlling and locating that breaking ball very well to start this game. And another good pitch there from Ernst goes right underneath the bat of Seibert. So Seibert down in the count 1-2. Matt Moore in the on-deck circle. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that'll be a swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Ernst will get a big strikeout to start the inning. So that'll bring up number 30, the designated hitter, Matt Moore. Matt Moore coming off a pretty solid week last week. Game 1, he had the solo home run. Helped propel that Tiger team to a Game 1 doubleheader victory. So he'll look to continue that here in this game against the Quakers.
Yeah, talking about this lineup, and there's just so many pieces of this lineup where it can do damage at any point. And Matt Moore hitting 367 on the season. You know, he's hitting 364 last week in those 4 games, 2 against Waynesburg, 2 against Albion.
Yeah, for majority of this squad, when they come up to the plate, I feel like it's safe to say we can say they had a pretty solid last 4 games when looking down here at our statistics. So Matt Moore now down 0-2 in the count, and he'll send one back up into center field. So Moore starts his game off with a single here in the bottom of the second. So that'll bring up number 32, Rocco Royer. Royer now also playing in the catching position. We talked about it a little bit last week, but this squad of the Wittenberg has a very good trio of catchers with Parker Griskovich, Rocco Royer, and Matt Moore. So all 3 of them get a lot of action on the daily. They're able to switch them in and out. So Rocco Royer will take an inside strike 1.
That's just Matt Moore was the first Wittenberg hit of the day so far, too, here in this second inning.
Moore standing at first. Ernst will take a look at him, and he'll fire a pitch in there. Royer's going to bloop one into shallow right field. It'll go down the line. Moore's going to round second, and he'll be heading into third. And now Wittenberg threatening here in the bottom of the second. Runners on the corner, only run out, 1 out. So Rocco Royer now with a back-to-back singles there. And that'll put Moore on third, Royer on first, and that'll bring up number 17, Luke Thomas.
And, you know, we were talking about the discipline at the plate and the mentality that these Tigers have at the plate. But, you know, having catchers hitting back-to-back, that's got to have some great vision at the plate, too. You know, they have great discipline. You know, they spend a lot of time hearing the balls and strikes of umpires. So, you know, they got to know what's a good pitch and what to lay off of. And right there, Rocco Royer did a good job of taking his pitch and sending it the other way.
Yeah, really good job. Ernst has been throwing a lot of breaking balls here early in this game. Royer sat on that breaking ball about as long as he could, and he just bloops one into shallow right field, right down the line, and he gets a single to start his day. So Luke Thomas will see ball 1 go by. Here's the 1-0 pitch. He's going to bloop one the other way, but that'll drift foul. So this Wittenberg squad doing a good job sitting on those breaking balls and seeing that breaking ball here now in the bottom half of the lineup.
And, you know, this is where we saw the Tigers do a lot of damage against Albion in Game 1 on Sunday, putting up back-to-back 5-run innings. You know, they just hit a lot of singles and, you know, just constantly scoring 1 run at a time, 1 run at a time. And it was off a single here, a double there, another single here, and it was just constantly driving in runs.
And a lot of that was a lot of very good 2-out hitting as well. This Tiger team is very good about just being able to put the ball in play and finding those open gaps. So Thomas down 1-2 in the count.
2-out hitting and 2-strike hitting, and hopefully that'll be on display here with Thomas and the 1-2 count.
Ernst will take a look at Royer at first. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Thomas will foul that one back. So Thomas battling at the plate here, 3 straight foul balls.
So if I'm Wilmington, Thomas has sent every foul ball to the left side. Do you start to shade to the left a little bit, or you still play him straight up?
I think you still play him straight up here. We'll see what Luke Thomas does here, and that one will be sent straight to the center fielder. That should be deep enough to bring in Moore. Moore will tag up, and he'll be able to walk in for the first run of the game, and Luke Thomas will get the first RBI of the day. So Tigers leading 1-0 here, and Luke Thomas rips that one, a straight line drive into center field, and Tyler Schoenfeld able to get under it, but not without the Quakers surrendering the first run of the game.
Well, if anything, Luke Thomas hit that just a hair to the right of center field, so he was bound to get just ahead of that and pull it. That left-handed hitting Thomas.
So to round up this lineup today, number 1, Max Monachino will step into the box. He'll see strike number 1.
And that faux-looking wood bat always tricks me.
It tricked me once again when looking at him in the on-deck circle, but we can assure you it is not a wooden bat. We have been fooled by this one before. So he'll be down in the count 0-1. Ernst's pitch. Monachino will foul that one high into foul grounds, but it'll drift foul out of the reach from number 44, Caleb Scott. So once again, Tigers down in the count 0-2. And you brought it up last at bat with Luke Thomas. 2-strike hitting. It did result in an out, but it was good enough to drive in the run. So Max Monachino down 0-2 here.
And Max Monachino is a dangerous 9-hole hitter to be facing because he can get on, and then it's right back to the top of that order.
That one will be grounded to short. That one will be pitched to the second baseman for out number 3. So Tigers able to strike off the sacrifice fly from Luke Thomas, and they leave Royer stranded at first. So Tigers go up into this game 1-0. Andrew Russ now will walk back onto the mound, this time with a lead. We'll be right back after this. So we are back here in the top of the third. The Quakers will be led off by number 4, Evan Kelsey. Quakers left bases loaded, stranded last inning, but Rust was able to get out of it and leave a 0 on the scoreboard. So that one will be first pitch swing in there. That'll go to short. Wisner with the throw, O'Malley with the catch, out number 1. So that's 2 straight one-pitch outs here for Rust and back-to-back innings.
You know, aggressive hitting and swinging at the first pitch, it's sometimes your best bet, but when you have a great defense like this Wittenberg baseball club has, sometimes it doesn't give you the best odds.
So that'll bring up the 3-hole number 7, Jared Lammert. Russ's first pitch will be in the ground for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one will be sent high into the air into center field. Tigers will get under it for out number 1. Luke Thomas makes a catch. So 3 pitches, 2 outs here for Andrew Russ in the top of the third, looking to get through a quick inning after surrendering a lot of pitches in inning number 2, but still leaving a 0 up on the scoreboard. But that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, number 44, Caleb Scott.
And Andrew Russ' stats don't look the best on paper, but he's really done well so far today, and backed up by great defenses. Seibert makes a great play to get Andrew Rust his first 1-2-3 inning of the day here so far.
So Andrew Rust goes 4 pitches, 3 outs, and some beautiful defense from the Tigers in the top of the third. So Tigers with a chance to extend their lead here right after this. So we're back in the top of the order for the Tigers. James McCauley will step into the box. Ernst back on the mound once again for the Quakers. So that'll be a big breaking ball, but it just goes spins a little too much and goes outside the zone there for ball one. It's a little drizzle out there right now in Springfield, Ohio, so it potentially could affect some control of the pitchers in this game, as we see 2 straight balls from Ernst.
I think that 6-7 arm angle is something to deal with if you're a Wittenberg hitter, let alone the little rain.
Ernst's 2-0 pitch will be ball 3.
It's coming from high and down low.
And Ernst, for the most part, though, does a very good job of disguising pitches. Sometimes with longer arms and in pitching, you'll see it's a little tougher to disguise and get the movements you want without giving away some cues to the batters. But Ernst, for the most part, has been pretty good at disguising those pitches, but he'll go 4 straight balls, and that's a dangerous one to get on first with no outs. James McCauley, one of the faster members of this Wittenberg team, and he'll be standing on first now with Bernowski stepping into the plate.
James McCauley draws his 12th walk of the season, so knows the importance of being on base as that leadoff hitter.
And this is a very tough spot to be in if you're the Quakers. McCauley on, and first pitch, he's going to hit and run, and that'll be down the third base line. McCauley's going to round second. He's going to try to get to third. It's going to be a tough play, and the speed of McCauley will get to third. And right on cue, McCauley, which with normal runners would probably be standing at second right now, but he's able to round second, use that speed, and get to third. And now the Quakers are in danger with Chase Wisner stepping up to bat, no outs, and runners on the corner. This
JJ, you're a track guy. About how fast was he going that 180 feet first to third there? He did get a bit of a head start. So
I mean, it was pretty fast.
Unofficial time.
What are we going, time or speed-wise?
Time. Unofficial 40 time.
I'm going to go mid-4.
Mid-4?
Mid-4 seconds there.
4.47.
Yeah. And Bernowski's going to take second, the throw down. It's going to be high. It's going to go off the glove. McCauley's going to try to take home. It's going to be a tough play, and that'll be the second run of the game for the Tigers. And the second error for the Quakers on a steal attempt for the Tigers. So Tigers now with a handful of steal attempts here early in this game, and we've seen 2 errors on the 2 throws we've seen down to second. And the aggressive-natured offense of this Tiger team paying off here in this game. So Wisner now 1-0 count.
And I think that's the way Coach McGee wants to be. He wants to be aggressive at the plate, aggressive on the base paths. And you know what? That's that's Wittenberg baseball.
So Wisner will see ball 2, and especially I feel like after seeing that first throw down to second from this Quaker team, how wide it went, I feel like he was like working. We want to test his catcher's arm, especially with the speed we have and the ability of our base running. I feel like we can really test this Quaker team and steal a couple bases on them, and so far it's paid off well. So that pitch, Wisner will send that one high into left field. That'll be a tough play to make out in left field.
Tagging.
It's tough to gauge up there in the air, but he makes a good play. So Bernowski will still be at second.
Number 15, Connor O'Malley.
And Connor O'Malley can do some damage in a hurry. He's hitting 296 on the season. He has 3 home runs so far this season with 19 RBIs. So leading the team
leader in homers and RBIs.
Team leading in RBIs and home runs.
That's why he's in this cleanup spot, especially with the ability of people like Wisner, Bernowski, and McCulley to get on base. Makes O'Malley's job a lot easier to drive in runs when you have pretty much 3 leadoff hitters right in a row.
And he also leads the team in walks with 16, so has a pretty good eye at the plate. You want to pick your draw up off the floor there?
16 walks on the season. That's very impressive stat line. O'Malley with a very good eye at the plate and a very good bat as well. So O'Malley will rip that one to first, but what a play there from number 44, Caleb Scott. That ball was out in a hurry, but the Quakers able to get out number 2. And if you're the Quakers in this situation, you'll be happy to just give up 1 run with having runners on the corner and Wisner, O'Malley, and Seibert up after that. But they're able to get it to 2 outs here. Bernowski standing at third now with Seibert at the plate. Seibert will see that one go outside, ball 1.
And Seibert put a good swing on the ball in his last at-bat. Couldn't see it go through for the single.
Here's the 1-0 pitch from Ernst. That'll be just in there for strike 1. 1-1 count now.
But Seibert is a .444 hitter. Has 4 doubles on the season. He's second on the team behind McCulley with 7.
So it'll be low and inside, ball 2, 2-1 count now. And it's really impressive to see how disciplined this Tiger offense is and how different their game plans can be from game to game. Last week we talked about how aggressive this team was. They were going after a lot of first pitches. They were really being an aggressive hitting team, but this game a little bit different. They're playing a lot more patient at the plate and really forcing Ernst to pitch to them and give them the pitches they want.
And I think you'll notice that as the season goes on, arms will get tired, and they'll see that maybe guys don't have their best stuff, their command's not always there. And don't put yourself in a hole swinging at the first pitch every time if it's not always going to be the best pitch of the at-bat.
So Seibert with a good take there will battle it back to a full count. Matt Moore in the on-deck circle. Moore 1-for-1 on the game. Looking to get an opportunity here with a runner in scoring position. Ben Seibert now will take ball 4. Now we'll have runners on the corners with Moore up to the plate.
Good at-bat there by Seibert. And the Tigers just get more and more disciplined with 2 outs, with 2 strikes. They see that the pitcher gets put in a stressful situation, uncomfortable, runners on the corners, stealing second base, pickoff attempts not going his way. And so that's where the pitcher gets more stressed, just trying to do all the work himself, get the strikeout, overthrow. And so that's where the Wittenberg hitters just become more and more disciplined at the plate. So
Seibert will get a free bag there with the ball in the dirt. And another thing about this team, we've talked about it over and over again, the 2-out hitting. I'm sure coaches know how talented this team is with 2 outs at the plate. So Ernst, it's not like he can just throw fire strikes in there when there's 2 outs. He's still got to try to pinpoint these pitches and locate it. And the Tigers know that, and they're able to use their discipline and good patience and vision to draw a lot of walks. So that one will be just on the outside edge for strike 1.
And that's a good point. Good pitchers can throw a strike anytime they want, but throwing a strike where you want to throw that strike is a different point. And
you can't just throw strikes against this Wittenberg team.
Exactly.
Moore will rip that one foul, and he'll go down in the count 1-2.
if you're just throwing strikes down the middle just to throw strikes, this Wittenberg lineup's going to make you pay.
So Moore now, 1-2 count, 2 outs. Runners on second and third, Seibert and Bernowski. Matt Moore looking to give Rust a big lead in this game. Andrew Rust has been in the dugout a long time now. Here's the pitch, and Moore's going to rip that one into center field. That one's high and deep, but Schoenfeld should be able to make the play, and Schoenfeld does. So Tigers able to score one off the errant throw and catch on the steal attempt and aggressive base running from the Tigers. And they'll go up in this game 2-0. We'll be right back after this. So we're back here in the top of the fourth. Andrew Rust will step on the bump once again. He'll go off to face number 20, Dominic Deppa, this time with a 2-0 lead. Rust looking very comfortable in last inning, going 4 pitches and 3 outs. Quakers once again, first pitch aggression, but that one will be fouled back. This Quaker team very aggressive hitting and very aggressive at the plate here early in this game. Not able to draw any runs yet. Rust doing a good job. Really forcing a lot of ground outs, so that's going to be a good breaking ball in there for strike 2.
And, you know, the more crooked numbers Wittenberg's able to put up and the more zeros they're able to hold Wilmington to, the more confidence we're seeing Andrew Rust pitch with.
So that one will be a very close check swing, but it'll be just outside for ball 1.
Seemed like everybody in the Tiger dugout wanted Andrew Rust to get that pitch on the outside corner, and the blue wasn't giving it to him.
The 1-2 pitch. That one will be blooped into left center. Tough play. But with the speed of the outfield of this Wittenberg team, makes it look easy. Michael Bernowski for out number 1.
Number 2.
So Rust now really settling into this game. And he'll go off to face number 2, Jesse Ryleford.
And Rust just needs to continue pitching with confidence, allowing his defense to make plays. He's seen some sharply hit balls back at him and back to his defense, and, you know, they've continued to make plays and support him, and that's all you can do is, you know, put things out there, and this one's floated right out to Max Monachino in right field and really didn't have to take any steps.
So another quick 2 outs here for Rust. And that'll bring up Kyle Jennings to try to get something going for this Quaker offense. And so far, after the second inning where they were able to get bases loaded and threatening to score, but Rust was able to get out of it. They haven't been able to do much. A couple of ground outs, a couple of flyouts, and a lot of aggressive hitting and good pitching from Rust. Good defense have really kept this Quaker offense at bay. And that's one thing that kind of stood out to me when looking at this Quaker schedule. A lot of low-scoring games in there so far on their schedule, and that's going to be a really good pinpoint pitch there. 0-2 count now for Rust. Rust trying to go 1-2-3 for back-to-back innings. Has Jennings down 0-2.
I believe they had a 4-2 loss with DePaul, but then a 5-3 win against Ohio Wesleyan, so they played some familiar NCAC opponents.
So Rust try to bring the breaking ball in on the inside part of the plate. Almost hits Jennings there, but Jennings slides out of the way. 1-2 count now.
And let's see if Russ can get another 1-2-3 inning under his belt.
Here's the pitch. That'll be fouled back. Russ doing a good job of mixing up a lot of fastballs and breaking balls and keeping these Quaker hitters on their feet on what's coming to them. We've seen Ernst.
And you have some pitches to work with. You might want to work away.
Here's the pitch.
And he works down and away.
So 2-2 count now. Jennings battling back in this one, fouling off and drawing a couple balls. Here's the 2-2 pitch.
Setting up in.
That one will be hit hard. Monachino able to float right under it. And that'll be out number 3. So Andrew Russ now really settling into this game. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings. Tigers still lead this one 2-0. We'll be right back after this. We are back here in the bottom of the 4th. Rocco Royer will lead things off for this Tiger team to face David Ernst once again. Ernst, for the most part, has pitched a pretty good game against a hot-hitting Tiger lineup, only holding him to 2 runs in 4 innings, which a lot of pitchers would be very happy about. The only thing, he's given up a couple of walks that have come back to hurt him, but for the most part, a lot of it was off the back of a couple of big errors for this Quaker team. So Ernst doing a pretty good job of keeping this Tiger team from getting a lot of hits that they normally would.
Rocco Royer is currently 7 of 8 in his last 8 plate appearances. So I think he's on a bit of a hitting streak, is what you might call it.
Yeah, and a very good at-bat in his first go-around here in this game. Was able to bloop one into the opposite side of the field down the right field line. Sat on that breaking ball and did a really good job of just poking it out there, making contact, letting the bat do the work. But he draws 3 balls to start off this count. He'll take the first strike. Tigers looking to go back-to-back, getting their leadoff runners on here. They're able to bring McCauley around to score off the back of a throwing and catching error on a steal attempt for McCauley. So he'll take a rip at that one.
I hope I didn't just put the broadcaster's jinx on him by saying he's 7 of 8.
You might have, as it comes back to a full count now.
I mean, one of those strikes was the green light or the red light you have to take.
Yeah, 3-0 count for the most part with this Tiger team. It's very patient, not very aggressive on those 3-0 counts. So here's the 3-2 pitch as he'll rip one in there, and there's another single for Royer. Royer seeing the ball very well, and he takes it to the opposite side of where he took it the first time, and he's hitting all over the field in this one as he's 2 for 2 with 2 singles.
JJ, you seem like someone that did not like to have the red light on a 3-0.
You know, as someone who's in the slow pitch softball league right now, I'm a very aggressive hitter, so I will say that.
I want to swing the bat.
That's what you're up at the plate for, to swing the bat.
That's why you have it in your hands, right?
So Luke Thomas, opening RBI in this game with a good rip into center field last time. And he'll take first pitch, swing in there, and he'll send it down to the right field line. Royer's going to round second, and he's going to go into third standing. So back-to-back innings where Wittenberg gets runners on the corners with no outs. And some aggressive hitting from Luke Thomas. Luke Thomas seeing the ball well so far. We saw him. He had the sacrifice fly in that second inning there, but it was a very good rip at the ball there, and he sent it into center field. This time, saw him really being patient last time. We saw him send a lot of foul balls away from him, but this time he gets ahead of that one and rips it into right field. Now Max Monachino in the top of this order looming for this Quaker team, and this is what you don't want. Last time they were only able to hold the Tigers to one run, which you got to be happy about with this part of the order coming around. And we talked about it a little bit last week, but Monachino practically acts like
a second leadoff hitter.
Luke Thomas is going to get to second there on the steal attempt. Monachino looked like he wanted the bunt, pulled it back, but he'll take strike one. But Monachino acts practically like a second leadoff at the bottom of this order with the way he plays, the way he hits and gets on base, his speed. Him and McCauley back-to-back is a nightmare combo for a lot of pitchers. And then after that, you've got Bernowski, O'Malley, and the heart of this Wittenberg lineup. So very dangerous. So now Tigers, 2 runners in scoring position, and Monachino's going to rip one into left center. That should score 2. Monachino is going to use his speed and round first, and he's going to try to get 2, and he'll get in there. What speed and aggressive base running from Monachino, and he'll get 2 RBIs to his name as Royer and Luke Thomas.
And you saw Monachino change gears going around first. He had to pick it up.
Very impressive speed. And we talked about it a little bit with McCauley when he did normal runners, normal base runners, they'll be standing at second. Normal runners in that situation would be standing at first. But Monachino with some very impressive speed. Kicked up a lot of dust on that one, and he'll get to second base with a RBI, 2 RBI double there.
2 RBI double.
So now McCauley in the leadoff spot of this lineup will come up to the plate. Still 0 outs, a runner in scoring position at second, and Monachino's. McCauley's going to lay down a bunt. That's a beautiful one. McCauley's speed and a miss.
And that's going to be a bunt single for McCauley. Nobody standing on second had the thought to turn and take second, but didn't know if he would win that foot race.
So a very impressive bunt there from McCauley. Played it all the way down to the plate. He waited till that pitch got to him, and he laid down the perfect bunt and a very tough play for the third baseman, number 20, Dominic Dempa. And it just snuck right under his glove there. It would have been a close bang-bang play with McCauley at first. But you got to think with this aggressive base running, a throw over to first might draw Monachino home. So the Quakers maybe are able to escape another run given up. But with 0 outs and Bernowski and O'Malley up, runners on the corners, Quakers in a very dangerous spot here. But Ernst will send in strike 1.
This is where you might see some more aggressive base running by the Tigers and Coach Brian McGee sending McCauley, trying to draw that throw down to second because you obviously have the speed down at third. But then you also have a big bat and Michael Bernowski at the plate that could easily drive in.
And a hit and run. McCauley is going to be rounding second, going to third. Monachino will score. Bernowski will round first, and McCauley will stop at third. And this Tiger team, they're smelling blood in the water right now, and they're really attacking this thing. They go up 5-0 now, still 0 outs, runners on the corners, and now you've got Chase Wisner up to the plate. So it looks like we're going to get a meeting at the mound. Quakers do have some action in their bullpen. Number 17, Caleb Steins, warming up. And David Ernst, for the most part, played pretty well up until this inning, was able to keep this Tiger lineup at bay. But the Tigers, once they get a go around at a pitcher, they're able to get a good sense and feel for what he's got. And now they're really taking it to him. And that'll be the end of David Ernst's day. Number 17, Caleb Steins, will come in to try to keep this game in manageable reach as the Quakers go down 5-0. We'll be right back after this. So we are back. Stein takes over on the mound for this Wilmington squad that is in a very dangerous spot right now. Still 0 outs, 3 runs already in this inning. And now you've got Chase Wisner up to the plate. McCauley standing at third. Bernowski standing at first. So Stein's going to look to keep this game within reach. But right now this Wittenberg team knows Wilmington's got its heels to the wall right now. And this game's being threatened to be really opened up. And with the way Rust is pitching right now on the mound, this is a very, very dangerous spot for Wilmington.
And this is a big game for Rust, getting his second or third start of the season, his first home start in his young Wittenberg career. But, just seeing the offensive run support, on a night like this can only boost his confidence moving forward in the season.
Of 110%, Rust, like you talked about a little before, probably not the start he wanted, but so far looking very comfortable. He's building that confidence, gaining that experience on the mound, and looking very strong, especially with a very strong defense behind him. As Bernowski's going to take second, so Wisner's going to pop this one up. Another hit and run attempt there. And Rust, the good thing about having this amazing defense so far, he's done a very good job of making good pitches. Wilmington's been able to put him in play, but it hasn't been that, they haven't been able to find gaps. It's been a lot of ground balls, a lot of routine flyouts. So,
Tigers still going with this hit and run attack. And living with runners on the corners. Should we call it now? Are the Tigers going to go first to home on one of these hit and run situations tonight?
I would guess yes, with the way they're hitting and how aggressive they're playing right now.
They have the speed for it. Monachino could easily go first to home. McCauley
could. Bernowski probably could. Wisner probably could.
They have the athletes to do it.
So Wisner staying alive in this count. 1-2 now. Stein trying to retire Wisner here, and that'll be in the ground, and Bernowski's going to take second for free. So now 2 runners in scoring position. Chase Wisner at the plate. 2-2 count. Wisner trying to keep his hot hitting going here. 11 RBIs in 4 games last week. O'Malley in the on-deck circle. Here's Stein's 2-2 pitch. That'll be inside. Almost clips Wisner there, but Wisner gets out of the way. Full count now. And the last thing you want is bases loaded, no outs, and Connor O'Malley at the plate. Connor O'Malley, like we've talked about before, he's got a very good eye, but he's also leading this team in home runs and RBIs. But here's a 3-2 pitch. Wisner's going to bloop that one to second, and that'll be out number 1. So Wisner sends one off the handle of his bat there for easy.
And Wisner's, I'm sure, is kicking himself there as he leaves 2 RBI out on the base path right there, with O'Malley coming up to add to his total potentially. The competitive nature of Wisner and O'Malley, they're probably each fighting to be the team leader in RBI.
Caleb Stein with a good pitch there to Wisner on a full count. Is a tough one to lay off on. It was right there on the inside edge of the plate, so Wisner had to take a crack at it, send it off the handle for out number 1. So O'Malley, as they're going to intentionally walk, it looks like Connor O'Malley after one pitch. So that'll bring up Ben Seibert now. Bases loaded, 1 out. Looks like they're trying to play the double play here and get out of this inning with only giving up 3 runs. But Ben Seibert now with a big RBI opportunity. Runners standing at every bag on the field. 1 out. Here's Stein's first pitch. Seibert's going to try to lay down a bunt. It's going to be throw down to third. McCauley's able to get back. So going for the squeeze and to bring in the runner quickly.
It's definitely an interesting move, putting someone on, hoping to get 2, but then Coach McGee going with the counter, hoping that Seibert can, execute that perfect squeeze bunt, leaving it in no man's land where, you have some speed down there at third, where we can beat the throw into home, and then leaving Wilmington with eventually no play.
So Seibert will pop that one into foul ground for out number 2. So the intentional walk potentially paying off, but Matt Moore coming to the plate now with 2 outs and bases loaded. But this has got to be a very tough move to make for Wilmington head coach Tony Vittorio, because with how strong this Wittenberg lineup is from top to bottom, to intentionally walk bases loaded with 1 out is a very scary move to make. But so far it looks like it was going to be the right one. As Seibert pops out, Moore now, 2 outs, bases loaded. Big opportunity to open this game up.
You know, I think intentionally walking is also playing a little bit of head games as well with the potential next batter, because you're telling, the current batter, we're a little bit afraid to pitch to you, but it's telling the next batter, hey,
we'd
rather face you, and we'd rather force you to do a job and drive all these runs in, or drive at least 1 or 2 runs in. And Stein here, I think, loses his hat every 2 pitches. So somebody might need to find him some safety pins or something like that.
So Matt Moore takes a big crack at the first pitch as he saw. Swing and a miss, and then draws a ball in his next pitch. So 1-1 count now. Here's the pitch. That'll be inside. 2-1 count now. Two-one count now. Bases still loaded. Moore looking to really open this game up, give Russ the most comfortable opportunity on the mound as he's going to take a crack at it. It's going to be a shallow fly ball to the shortstop, and that'll be out number 3. Tigers leave them loaded, but they were able to strike for 3 in the bottom of the 4th inning and take a 5-0 lead. Andrew Russ with a comfortable 5-0 lead now is looking to continue his impressive pitching performance in this game right after this. And we're back. Andrew Russ taking the mound now, looking to continue his impressive stretch. He's gone back-to-back 1-2-3 innings, and that's going to be a first pitch crack at it. Monachino will get under it for out number 1. So this Quaker team staying aggressive at the plate hasn't really worked out too well for them so far. But they're sticking to their game plan. They're sticking to what they know, staying aggressive at the plate. So that'll bring up number 10, Evan Eilerman.
I think part of that might be due to facing a freshman pitcher. They think that he wants to just throw first pitch strikes, and they're probably trying to jump all over that. And, I think some of his first pitch strikes are just missing the part of the plate where they want to be making contact, and it's working out to the Wittenberg advantage.
Yeah, Rust outside of that second inning has been very much in control of this game, pinpointing pitches, locating pitches just like that. That's going to be right on the outside edge, but he's been very comfortable on the mound so far as the 1-1 count now. Eilerman trying to get a base runner for this Quaker team. It's been a couple of innings since they've had one. As that one's going to be right past the pitcher. McCauley makes a good backhanded stop. The throw over to O'Malley. Oh, not in time. as Eilerman able to outrun it there. That one right by the glove of Rust. McCauley makes a beautiful backhanded pick there. The throw just a tad late, but an incredible play.
And that just shows the athleticism of McCauley to make that play and, keep it from making it to the outfield and,
And that's a tough one to read, too, because you don't know if Rust is going to get it. You don't exactly know where this ball is going to bounce. But McCauley, throw over to first. Good pick there from O'Malley. Shaney looked like he wanted to bunt there, laid off as the ball was a little bit low on that one, so he draws a 1-0 count. So the 1-0 pitch. Another bunt attempt there will be just outside. But I think I do want to point out, too, this infield for the Tigers has a very impressive arsenal of arms. They're able to get the ball to first, very accurate, right on time. I rarely ever have to see any of the first basemen have to go down to the ground, go down and pick one off. So that one's going to be in there for a strike. But Seibert over there at third, he's been sending them over very quick, very on target. McCauley there with the backhanded stop had to make a quick turnaround throw. That was right on time, right on target.
So what you're saying is we're not having to see Connor O'Malley and Ian Ash's yoga skills.
Not at all. So Shaney felt there. Tries to lay down the bunt and he'll foul it back. So now he's going to be forced to probably have to hit this one.
Oh, that's some old school coaching right there. If you don't get the bunt down with 2 strikes, old coach is going to make you do it again. Oh, they're going to say the foul ball hit him outside the box.
So head coach Tony Vittorio is going to try to get an explanation on that one. But it's going to be out number 2. And that'll bring up number 4, Evan Kelsey.
Number 4,
so
Evan Kelsey.
Unique play there. Leads to out number 2 for the Tigers. Rust looking to get out of this inning. It's going to be a throw over to first.
It'll be batter's interference, BI.
So Rust now is going to send another throw over. A quick pickoff attempt and a strike to O'Malley. But good reaction time there from Eilerman. Will keep him at first base and keep the Quakers in this inning. So Rust now looking to face Kelsey and get out of this inning once again. It's going to be a good breaking ball and a good take there from Evan Kelsey. 1-0 count now. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Tigers still leading this one 5-0. That one's going to be ripped into center field.
Get there.
And that'll be out number 3. Luke Thomas able to get underneath that one. And Andrew Rust continues his impressive outing. Only giving up his 3rd hit of the day in that inning on a very close bang-bang infield single. But he leaves this game at 5-0. Tiger offense back after this. So we are back here in the bottom of the fifth. Tigers, after a slow start in inning number 1, able to score in 3 straight innings. Looking to continue that streak here. Rocco Royer stepping to the plate to face Caleb Steins. Steins, though, when he did come in, looked pretty strong against some very tough hitters from this Tiger lineup. But Royer looking to lead this one off.
I don't know
Royer,
what Rocco
Thomas, and
Royer's
Monachino.
intro walkout music is, but somebody might want to talk to him about maybe getting the Rock's intro music from WWE.
That would be.
I think that would be very fitting.
That'd be very fitting for him. But Royer looking to continue his hot start to this day. He's 2 for 2. 2 singles going opposite directions. 1 to left field, one down the right field line. But 1-1 count. That one's going to go back and hit him, and he's going to take his base.
God, we got a flyover of some geese.
Just getting a good view as it looks like the sun's coming out here in this game. It's looking a little scary there. Some rain in the forecast, some dark clouds, and a drizzle to start this game, but it's starting to clear up now as Luke Thomas will step up to the plate. Leadoff runner on once again for the Tigers. Monachino in the on-deck circle. Then the top of the order dreads in the distance to this Quaker team.
And I think Luke Thomas has gotten the memo of we want to take these Wilmington pitchers deep into their pitch count, and he knows how to do just that. Fouling pitches off, wait until he gets just the pitch that he wants to hit and put into play. And there goes the hat off the Wilmington pitcher, Caleb Steins.
So Steins ahead of the count. He's going to throw another ball over to the first, and a beautiful pick there from number 44, Caleb Scott. As Steins might have gone a little too quick there, spikes that one in the ground. So 0-1 count still. Steins very aware of Royer at first, and he'll throw that one in the dirt. And that just goes to show the impressive nature of Royer's athleticism as a catcher. He's drawn a couple of pickoff attempts so far in this one. So 1-1 count now. Thomas 1 for 1 on the day with a sacrifice fly. We'll rip that one into right field. 2 for 2 now. Royer's going to stay at second. Oh, and it's going to go through.
Late decision to go by Royer.
Go. Caleb Scott. So we're going to get a single and an error there from the outfielder. And we've seen a couple of errors from this Quaker outfield of in trouble getting the ball from the ground. We've seen a couple of these balls, especially saw one in inning number 2 that led to that sacrifice fly from Thomas. We saw that ball just leak right between the glove and the legs of the center fielder, Shaney Felt.
Luckily, Royer's probably the fastest catcher in the NCAC, so he can make that quick decision and decide to go.
But once again now, runners on the corners, no outs for the Tigers. We saw this just last inning, and the Quakers are aware of this potential hit and run and steal attempt at first. Is this going to be a pickoff attempt? Thomas, another one of these Tigers with a lot of speed, is standing at first. Monachino, the chance for an RBI opportunity is Thomas is going to draw his second straight throw over, as he's going to dive back safely, getting those beautiful white pinstriped pants dirty.
And these pinstripes and red tops are the best uniform combination that the Tiger Baseball Club has to offer.
So Steins loses his hat once again. Will fire in a strike.
And Stein has to be careful on what he offers Monachino, because Max can really swing the bat to all parts of the field. You know, we saw him take it to left center with his last hit, but over the weekend we really saw him, he can leg out an infield single, but he can really spray the ball to all parts of the outfield.
So Monachino fouls that one back, goes down in the count, 0-2. So Thomas staying there at first. He's drawn 3 pickoff attempts now, so maybe being a little bit more passive now as this Wilmington team is fully aware of this aggressive base running now. But the Tigers early in this game used that aggressive base running to get them a 5-0 lead. So Monachino will take ball 1 there.
And, I thought I saw some action up in the Wilmington bullpen, and I thought that's what they were throwing over so many times for, was to get somebody moving. But looks like they're going to stick with Stein here.
Oh, as Luke Thomas is going to get caught in a pickle attempt. Tigers are going to go home with it. Royer Speed will get there and safe. And Luke Thomas is standing at second safely as well. Beautiful execution from the Tigers. And the double steal will get them another run.
And that's why Rocco Royer is the fastest catcher in the NCAC.
Very impressive speed there. And Royer, no hesitation at all. As soon as he sees that throw go down to second, or go over to first, and they try to get Thomas in the pickle, Royer takes off, and his speed is on display. And Tigers now lead this one 6-0. Thomas standing at second now. Take a good-sized lead off. Steins is going to take a peek back at him. Monachino is going to foul another one off, this time over to the Wilmington dugout.
Monachino looking to go to that right side. And we talked about it a lot on Sunday, how deep this ballpark plays, both in foul territory and in the outfield. The Wilmington center fielder looking like he's starting to creep in.
Monachino is going to send that one foul once again, so a good battle. Good battle in this at-bat between Monachino and Steins. Yeah, and we really saw that big ballpark take to account last week with a couple of pass balls leading to some runs for both teams. So 1-2 count still after a couple of foul balls from Monachino. Steins still looking to retire his first batter of this inning. So here's Steins' 1-2 pitch. Monachino will send that one into center field. Shaney Felt comes underneath it. Luke Thomas will get back to second safely. So Wilmington able to get their first out of the day. Shaney Felt almost... The sun came back to bite him. I just thought I brought out how this is turning into a beautiful night, sunny night. There's about one patch of sun here in the stadium. It's right where that ball was hit, right in the face of Shaney Felt. But Shaney Felt doing a good job of getting under that one and making a good catch for out number one. So now the top of the order back up into the box. James McCauley will step in and try to keep this Tiger offense rolling here.
Well, you were getting ready to talk about the sun. I was getting ready to talk about how Max he's not much of a fly ball hitter. He kind of hits low line drives. His ball gets down pretty quickly, and so you don't see him fly out very often.
And that one compared to most flyouts was probably a little bit lower than most, but that one a little higher than Monachino is used to hitting, and it results in out number one. So McCauley will see that one go high above his head, and that one will be ripped to short. Good play. McCauley now tries to run a high throw, but a good play from Caleb Scott to go up and get it and come down and land on the base for out number two.
And so often we talk about the good base running by Wittenberg and how they jump in front of the ball, they jump in front of the defender to kind of throw off the timing, throw off the vision. And that time, Luke Thomas quick to retreat back to second instead of, jumping in front of that ball, jumping in front of the Wilmington shortstop, which could have potentially thrown off his visuals there.
Yeah, and it would have been a tough play as well. Could have been a potential double because Bernowski's going to take a big swing into that one, but that one's going to be high, and Shaney Felt will get under that one for out number three. So Wilmington does a good job of controlling the damage there, only giving up one run after the two leadoff hitters get runners in the corner, 0 outs with the top of the order coming up into play. But Wilmington surrenders one more. Tigers leading this one 6-0. It looks like Andrew Rust will be out there for another inning of work. We'll be right back after this. So Jared Lambert will lead off the Quakers here. Andrew Rust out for another inning of work. He's had a very impressive showing so far, giving up only 3 hits, no runs. His Quaker team will send one right by McCauley's glove. Monachino's speed should be able to hold him at first. But the aggressive hitting, first pitch swinging once again. This time will finally lead to a hit in this one.
And you know what? That's right on the edge there. I think NCAC game, that's we're seeing McCauley lay out and make a diving catch there.
So Rust, 5 innings of play so far. Still scoreless and clean on the scorecard as he'll send this one in. A beautiful breaking ball goes right into the zone. 0-1 count now. As the Tigers will get a right-handed arm in the lineup, or in the bullpen right now, warming up. It'll be number 16, Tommy Chalicki. So that one will be grounded to short. Wisner with a double play opportunity. McCauley will send it over, and that'll be the double play. A beautiful play there from Wisner. Wisner will flip it to McCauley, and McCauley with the good transition over to first. 2 outs now, and Rust, used to getting those quick outs, gets 2 back right there.
Talk about not seeing the stretch from our first baseman, but there, Connor O'Malley showing just how much length he has on that reach to get the second out of that double play.
So now Rust can get out of this one in another 1-2-3 fashion. He's done a very good job of retiring these batters in a very, very quick manner. So he'll have a first pitch ball, and that one will go right back off his glove. McCauley's going to have to make a tough play. He's going to come up, and he's just going to hold it. But almost a very good play. We've seen a lot of these hits go right towards Rust on the mound there, but this time he's able to get a glove on it, not able to get it squeezed. McCauley tried to get up there and barehand throw, but the speed of number 20, Dominic Deppa, able to outrun it for an infield single.
Aside from that one line drive right back at him, there's a few where I think Russ would like to have back, just being able to field his position a little bit better today, But good thing he has McCauley and Wisner, coming up to field up the middle behind him.
So we're going to get a mound visit here. Potentially getting ready to see Tommy Chalicki come into this game. Maybe giving Chalicki a little bit more time to get that arm loose in the bullpen. Imagine this could be the last batter for Rust here. But so far, a very impressive day from Andrew Rust. But we'll be right back after this. So we are back here. Rust in a 1-0 count here, looking to retire this batter and go 6 scoreless in this game, as that one will be fouled down out of the stadium. So 1-1 count now. Deppa standing at first for the Quakers. They get their first base runner in a while outside of the one at the beginning of this inning that was retired with a double play. That one will be sent just high for ball 2. So it does look like this will be Rust's last batter face, as Chalicki looks like he is ready to get into this game. So the 2-1 pitch from Rust. It'll be low, as that's going to be a steal attempt down. That one's going to be a really high throw, go into center field. But Luke Thomas doing a good job of backing up his second baseman and shortstop there, as both McCauley and Wisner tried to make leaping grabs, not able to. So now Rust goes down in the count 3-1.
So should Rust get out of this inning and get the third out, leading with a 6-0 ball game, only giving up five hits so far, get out of this inning.
That one's going to be fouled off. So now we've got a full count now.
Let's just talk about, the bounce back from where he started at, he only went 1/3 of an inning in his first appearance, gave up 2 hits, no strikeouts in that game. Then he got his first start of his Wittenberg career. He gave up 4 hits in 3 innings pitched, had 5 walks and 3 strikeouts. And then in his last game was just last week in the 17-2 win against Waynesburg. He had 1 strikeout and 1 inning pitched. So, you know, talk about climbing that hill to a great performance today with 5 hits.
So Jesse Ryleford with a good battle at the plate here, fouling off, and a lot of pitches in this at-bat. I think this at-bat alone has been more pitches than the last 2 innings combined from Rust. But a full count now. Rust just looking to retire this last batter and get through the 6th inning here and turn the ball back over to the bats of this offense. So Rust, full count now. We'll look down to Royer and get his sign. He gets his pitch, takes a look at second. Here's a 3-2 pitch. That one will be sent high into the air to center field. Luke Thomas has got to run in to make a play on it. Dangerous play from Monachino and Thomas.
Somebody make a play. And it's Luke
Thomas makes the play. They both get up standing, and that'll be out number 3. But what a scary play there from Thomas and Monachino. Some miscommunication, but the Tigers are able to get out number 3, and it looks like both of them are okay. Looks like they're smiling. They touch gloves there. It looks like everyone's good. So
everyone's healthy.
Rust makes it through his 6th inning. He goes, if this is his last inning, he goes 6 innings, giving up only 5 hits, no runs, and a very beautiful display of pitching. And a couple of those hits were just very tough infield singles, tough. So he very well could have only given up 1 to 2 hits in this game, but a very impressive bounce back showing for him. So Tigers leading this one 6-0 here. They look to extend their lead right after this. So we are back into this one. Bottom of the 6th inning. Chase Wisner up at the plate now. Wisner still searching for his first hit of this game and on the end to just get on base. He's 0 for 3 on the day. And a very uncharacteristic performance from him. But Tigers still lead this one 6-0. Wisner will see ball 1 go low in the dirt. Caleb Stein's out there for another inning of work for this Wilmington squad. It's done pretty good. Wisner's going to rip this one down the third base line, and it just goes foul. Stein so far has done a pretty good job of keeping this Wittenberg lineup in check. He's only given up 1 run, and he's done a pretty good job of limiting the damage.
Only 1 walk.
So here's the 1-1 pitch. It's a beautiful breaking ball. We'll go in there for strike 2, so Wisner down in the count 1-2 now.
And he lost his head again.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that'll be smacked to third. Good snag there from Deppa. And a beautiful throw over to retire Wisner. So Wisner now 0 for 4 on the day. You can see the frustration, the little bit of a head shake there. But now Connor O'Malley will step into the plate. O'Malley, another one searching for his first hit. He did draw a walk, but he's 0 for 2 on the day. But that just goes to show the strength of this lineup from top to bottom. You're arguably your 2 best and most dangerous hitters going hitless on this day, and they're still up 6-0 in this game. This bottom half of the lineup has been very, very strong so far in this one.
And, you know, isn't that the wild thing about baseball? Some of your better hitters will always struggle or always seem to struggle on the days that you're not playing your best opponents. And then when you play some of the best opponents or the toughest pitching, that's when your better hitters will have some of their best days.
It's a very, very unique game for sure. It's a day-to-day game, and O'Malley will go down in this one 2-0. Stein's 2-0 pitch. Find the outside edge for strike one.
Well, that's a good thing about this Wittenberg Tiger team is so many threatening bats that can be put into the lineup. You know, if it's not Wisner's day, if it's not O'Malley's day.
Going to send this one deep into right center, and that one's going to go. O'Malley gets his first hit of the day.
Holds up the number 4.
In a very impressive fashion as he's going to get his team-leading 4th home run of the day, or on the year, and his team-leading 20th RBI, and extend this lead 7-0 for the Tigers. O'Malley went down into the zone, and he sent that one deep into right center, and Tigers take a 7-0 lead.
And just like that, one swing, and O'Malley's cold streak today is ended.
He sent a charge into that ball. That ball looked to be a little bit low and outside of the zone, but he went down, found it, found the barrel, and sent that one over the right center fence. So Ben Seibert will step into the plate now. Stein surrenders his first run to this lineup. He went 2 1/3 innings without giving up a run, which is pretty impressive compared to what most pitchers can say in this recent winning streak for this Wittenberg team. Stein's next pitch.
Well, that spot right over the Tigers in right center is the hot spot for home runs. That's where I would say about 75% seem to go.
The 1-1 pitch. That'll just find the inside edge for a strike. 1-2 count now. And it's impressive was last week. The hot spot was right dead center field for this Tiger team. They were really displaying the power. I know Ian Ash sent his directly over that 390 wall. As Seibert now is going to put this one into right center. Shaney Felt's going to run over and make the catch for out number 2.
I believe Ian Ash hit 2 to dead center last week. Matt Moore hit 1 pretty close to dead center.
And then Wisner sent his.
Wisner went to left. I think Rocco Royer went to right. Or did Rocco go to left? There were so many home runs.
A lot of home runs. The power was on display last week for this Tiger team.
There were so many home runs, I lost count.
So Matt Moore, another one of those guys with the home run from the last week's doubleheader, or last doubleheader on Sunday. We'll watch a breaking ball go in there for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch. Another breaking ball, and Moore's going to send this one right into center. Tough play from Shaney Felt. And that one will get down for a single. You saw Shaney Felt. He wanted to make a break on that ball, but that ball was a very hard hit ball and came off the bat very fastly. And Moore will get another hit on the day. So Rocco Royer will step back to the plate.
Coach Brian McGee comes down to the plate for a conference, and it looks like we might have our first change of the game. Could be a potential pinch runner for Matt Moore down at first base. And it's going to be number 26 for the Wittenberg Tigers.
Josh Bobie.
Pinch running at first base for Wittenberg, number 26, Josh Bobie.
I believe this is the first time we've seen Bobie since Sunday. I don't believe we saw him in the Albion series.
So Steins now immediately will take a throw over at Bobie. He will spike that one into the ground.
Bobie doesn't have any stolen bases yet this season.
The first pitch, Royer is going to take a hack at that one. A high breaking ball. It'll be a swing and a miss for strike 1. Luke Thomas standing in the on-deck circle. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll be inside and low for ball one. So Bobby now taking a good lead at first. Pickoff attempt will be just a tad late there.
Tigers will continue to work some new faces into the rotation potentially here down the stretch. You know, base running experience, getting guys all the different looks as they're going to work into NCAC play here in the near future, coming off an NCAC tournament berth last season.
So Royer will foul that one off. 1-2 count now. Another throw over to Bobby will be late. So 1-2 count still. Stein's 1-2 pitch. Royer's going to take a hack at it. Good play from Depa. Running throw over, and that'll be an accurate one for out number 3. So Dominic Depa with a very athletic play there to get out number 3. But Connor O'Malley will extend this lead to 7-0 after his solo home run in this one. We'll be right back after this. So we are back. Tommy Chalicki will replace Andrew Rust. Andrew Rust with a very impressive stat line. All zeros across 6 innings and only giving up 5 hits. But Chalicki will look to replace and continue that here as he'll throw in strike 1.
After you were just saying that's a fun name to say.
So the 0-1 pitch will be a big breaking ball. It'll be just high, ball 1.
Tommy Chalicki out of Lewis Center, Ohio.
That one will be in there for strike 2.
This is his 4th appearance so far this season. He's put in 1.2 innings of work in a 6-0 loss against Oglethorpe. Had 3 strikeouts in that game. His first appearance was in a 17-2 loss against Emory. And then he had 1 full inning of work with 1 strikeout in Wittenberg 17-2 win against Waynesburg last week.
And that'll be a base hit from number 15, Kyle Jennings. O'Malley made the diving play, but it took a very unfortunate bounce that was not in his favor. Bounced right over top of him there. Stayed on the ground all the way until it got to O'Malley, and that one took a big old hop there and got sent into shallow right for a single, leadoff single. Wilmington searching for its first runs of the game, and getting that leadoff base runner on is a very good start to that. So that'll bring up number 27, Carter Shebin, the catcher.
And Wittenberg with action in the bullpen again. Looks like Alex Newman-Nitis.
So the 1-0 pitch will be high once again for ball 2. Throw over to first. Jennings able to get back in time. So 2-0 count now. Chalicki looking to find the zone in this at-bat. That one will be sent into right center.
Trailing towards Monachino. And Monachino able to make the play there.
Number 10.
Wilmington has had a couple of those balls hit out to Monachino. A lot of hard hit balls that look like might have the potential to get down, but those hits have just been trailing right and finding Monachino. And with Monachino's speed, he's able to track those down.
Yeah, Wilmington's working both corners, you know, Monachino and Seibert. They haven't really been hitting the ball up the middle much. I guess Rust had some action, but McCulley was able to take care of that.
A bunt attempt, and that's just going to go foul, as we do have Seibert being replaced by number 10, DJ Dylan Jackson over there at third. Dylan Jackson will replace him at third base. Dylan Jackson and Seibert, another one of those positions where you can flip them from a day-to-day basis. Two very talented players, but with Jackson, he's been nursing a little bit of a hamstring injury that he had in the preseason. Seibert's been taking on majority of the role and has been doing a very good job. Chalicki will send that one in there for ball 1. 1-1 count now, 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Wittenberg still leading this one 7-0.
And Dylan just, with all the guys on the baseball team, constantly in the steamer, in the cage, you know, fielding ground balls, hitting balls off the tee, hitting in the cage. So part of this upperclassman, along with Chase Wisner on that left side of the infield, you know, leading the culture that Brian McGee has set.
O'Malley with the pick, and that's going to be a double play, a beautiful play there. A grounder to first. O'Malley immediately makes a quick throw over to second and a fire back, and a good play there, and Chalicki will get out of there. 1, 2, 3. Once again, go the Quakers. So Tigers pitching, really the storyline of this game. Zeros all across the board through 7. Tigers will be back up to bat right after this. So Luke Thomas to lead this one off here in the bottom of the 7th. Steins coming out for another inning of work. Looks like Wilmington's going to try to ride him to at least for the rest of this remainder of this game, as he's pitched pretty well against this lineup, holding him to 1 run in his 3 innings of work.
I think he should be coming back for his 2nd time through. So that's usually when the any lineup really starts to figure things out against an opposing pitcher.
Thomas will send that one into left center. Shaney felt getting a lot of action out there, and he'll get underneath that one for out number 1. So a quick out for Wilmington here in the bottom of the 7th.
For the Tigers, number 1, Max Monachino.
So Max Monachino stepping into the box once again. He's had a 1-for-3 day, 2 RBIs. Some impressive defense. Stein's first pitch. We low, ball 1. Monachino takes a crack at that one. We'll send it behind for a foul ball and strike 1.
And we've seen just some subtle changes here to today's starting lineup from head coach Brian McGee. And I think that's just testing some different ordering of the lineup. And it's still working. Bats are still hot and still producing. So that's got to give him some confidence here moving forward with a tough opponent coming to town tomorrow with Marietta.
So that'll get fired in there for strike 2. 1-2 count now to Monachino. Yeah, and this is usually the point in a game like this where we'll see a lot of these substitutes start happening for Wittenberg. So you've already seen a couple on the fielding portion of it. Pinch runner, and then Dylan Jackson at third. So full count now to Monachino. James McCauley in the top of this order, waiting in the on-deck circle. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That'll be low for ball 4, so Monachino draws a walk there.
Top of the order for the Tigers.
And now James McCauley will step into the box.
You constantly see people stretching down in the Wilmington bullpen. Nobody's ever actually getting up and throwing any yet, so when somebody actually gets up and throws, that's when we might consider Caleb Stein's day to be almost over.
Stein's up to 56 pitches on the day and 3 1/3 innings. He's done a pretty good job, like we've talked about before. Only giving up 1 run, he'll send 1 over. Monachino able to get back in time.
Big lead for Monachino there. Big dive back.
Oh, 1 count. There's another throw over. Monachino able to get back in time. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Be a swing and a foul tip there from McCauley. 0-2 count now. Bernowski standing in the on-deck circle. The 0-2 pitch will be in the ground for ball 1. That one will be popped into foul ground. Tough play to make, and that'll be out of play. We saw Monachino on the run on that pitch, so another hit and run attempt here from this Wittenberg offense. Still sticking to what's been working for them, especially early on in this game. After going scoreless in the first inning, they've gone 5 straight innings where they've put up at least 1 run. So trying to keep that streak alive with the hit and run. Another throw over to first. Monachino gets back in time.
Yeah, Wilmington's really sensing that hit and run coming with Monachino on first, McCauley at bat, and Monachino takes off.
And a good play there from number 27, Carter Shebin. A very good throw. Will retire Monachino on the steal attempt. A very close bang-bang play. Monachino opting for the feet first slide there, but that'll be out number 2. So 2-2 count now.
He was signaling safe as he was going down with the slide, hoping that he could convince the blue to give him the call, and didn't quite sell his case well enough.
So full count now for Macaulay. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Caleb Stein's trying to work through another inning against this lineup. Here's the pitch, and that'll be a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Caleb Steins will get his first scoreless inning against this Tiger team, and will end it with his first strikeout of the day. So number 29, Alex Pneumonitis, will come into the game to try and close off this top of the 8th inning for the Tigers and keep this game at 7-0. We'll be right back after this.
Number 3, Tyler Shaney.
So we are back for the top of the 8th inning. Tyler Shaneyfelt in the top of this Wilmington order will step into the box to face the new arm, number 29, Alex Pneumonitis.
Shaneyfelt showing bunt there. He must really trust his speed to try and get a bunt single here late in this game.
So Pneumonitis outside on his first 2 pitches there. See Dylan Jackson playing close on this one, as that one will find the outside edge for strike 1.
But also it could be going back to the head games, the mentality. It's never fun to pitch to a batter showing bunt.
So the 2-1 pitch, that one will be ripped foul. 2-2 count now. Here's the 2-2 pitch.
Oh.
And that'll go in and hit Shaneyfelt, and he will get a free base. So that'll bring up number 4, Evan Kelsey, to the batter's box. Wilmington trying to find any sort of life on the offensive side of things, but we saw this Wittenberg team struggle late in the game against an Albion team when they were up 11-3. So this game is very much still in play for both sides.
So far, Wittenberg has thrown 3 freshman pitchers in this game, and with a great defense behind him, all Pneumonitis needs to do is just throw pitches for the ball to get put on the ground, get put in play, and, allow Dylan Jackson, Chase Wisner, James McCauley, Connor O'Malley, make a play, turn 2 here.
So Pneumonitis down 2-0 in the count, and that's going to be a steal attempt. Royer's throw is going to be another high one. But Wisner, with good backup there, will catch that one. So Shaneyfelt will get the stolen base as he timed that one up perfectly.
Good jump by Shaneyfelt there. Royer just a little high on the throw. Even if he would have gotten it there on time, I don't know if he would have gotten Shaneyfelt. Shaneyfelt got a good jump on that one.
So that one will be poked down the right field line. will drift out of play, foul. So Newmanitis battling back in this count, 2-2 now, looking to get his first out of the inning.
Now, if you're Newmanitis, you just want to kind of forget about that runner out at second base. You have a 7-0 lead here. Just kind of attack the hitter.
That pitch will be grounded to Dylan Jackson. A
play.
Beautiful grab from him. Aggressive play. Oh, and another beautiful pick from Dylan Jackson. So 2 beautiful picks there from Dylan Jackson in the same play. But Shaney felt in his aggressive running will allow him to stand at third with 1 out. Wilmington trying to get his first run of the game. But Dylan Jackson, with the original play, has a beautiful grab and throw over to first to retire Kelsey there. But Shaney Felt immediately takes off after the throw, and he's standing at third now with 1 out.
The way Dylan Jackson just picked that ball, you would have thought he was playing first base.
That'll be strike 1 there to number 7, Jared Lambert. The 0-1 pitch, just outside. The 1-1 pitch. We'll get in there for strike 2, so Newmanitis ahead in the count against Lambert here. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Lambert able to hold back on that one. Started to bring those shoulders around, but stopped it early. So 2-2 count now. Shaney Felt standing at third. Newbernite is trying to get his second out of the inning and keep this game at the 7-0. That one will be fouled back by Lambert. So good battle going here from between Lambert and Newmanitis. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Good breaking ball. And a good job from Lambert there to just reach out, get the bat on the ball there and stay alive in this count. Here's another 2-2 pitch. That one will be fouled back once again. So Lambert doing a good job of making contact, just has to find a way to straighten this ball out and try to drive in Wilmington's first runs of the game. Cleanup hitter Caleb Scott waiting in the on-deck circle. Here's another 2-2 pitch.
Good.
Big breaking ball there will just be high. So full count now.
That one had some serious movement on it.
Full count now. Here's a 3-2 pitch. That one will be skied high in the air. Royer might be able to make a play on it. And he's able
Good
to.
play
Good
by
catch
Royer.
there from Rocco Royer right on the backstop and netting of this stadium. And that'll be out number 2. Very tough play. That ball was hit high into the air. But Royer doing a good job of tracking it right at the netting here in front of us. And we'll get the catch for out number 2. So Newmanitis trying to get out of this inning with Shaney Feld at third. Caleb Scott, the 4-hole hitter, stepping into the box now. Newmanitis gets his pitch. Good breaking ball, and that one will be set into shallow foul territory.
Oh, dropped foul by McCauley. A little bit of miscommunication there, or a last-minute call-off.
Now, saw the first one between Monachino and Thomas. This one between McCauley and O'Malley. O'Malley looked like he might have had a play on it, but McCauley comes racing in, tries to make the basket catch, but not able to. Nonetheless, counts as a strike. 0-1 now. Newmanitis takes a look over at Shaney Felt. Gets set. Here's the pitch. Good breaking ball, and that one will be fouled into similar territory. O'Malley trying to rush and get it, but it'll just be out of play.
O'Malley was trying to match the great play that Rocco Royer just made for the last out. Unfortunately, O'Malley ran out of real estate.
So 0-2 count now. Newmanitis trying to get out of the inning. Heading the count against Caleb Scott. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one will be dribbled to first. O'Malley will get an easy pick off the ground and out number 3. So Newmanitis comes into the game, keeps this one scoreless for Wilmington. Tigers still leading this one 7-0. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 8th. So we are back here in the bottom of the 8th. Caleb Steins will go out for another inning of work for the Quakers, and he'll have to go up against pinch hitter number 8, Ashton Newton.
Ashton Newton made a great catch for the 3rd and final out of Game 2 against Albion on Sunday.
Yeah, we've seen him primarily be brought in for defensive efforts, but this time in a 7-0 ball game, we'll get a crack at the hitting portion of baseball as he'll look at strike 1.
It's always everyone's favorite part of baseball is the hitting portion.
It's a pretty fun part when done right. So the 0-1 pitch will be a big crack at it there from Newton and be an 0-2 count now. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Be in the dirt for ball 1. Here's the 1-2 pitch once again. Newton will take a crack into that one. Be in right center field, right at the fence, and that'll be caught for out number 1. But Newton with a allowed out number 1 here in the bottom of the 8th. And that'll bring up Chase Wisner to the plate.
He was running so fast on that one. If it did clear the fence, he was going to...
Or if that had any chance of getting down, he might have gone in a home run either way, either inside the park or over the fence. But nonetheless, that'll be out number 1.
He was going to have the fastest home run rounding the bases.
So Wisner stepping back into the box, attempting to find his first hit of the day.
And I think this is Coach McGee wanting to keep this hot bat hot, not wanting to make a change here, making sure Wisner tries to get a hit.
And he'll take a big crack, and that'll be a high
Could be dangerous.
hit ball in a shallow right field. Oh,
Ooh.
Beautiful catch there
Wilmington right fielder.
from number 7.
Happy to
Jared
hang on to
Lammert.
that one.
So Jared Lammert seeing both hits so far in this inning, able to bring them in. So now we'll have Andrew Kirkpatrick stepping into the batter's box to pinch hit.
Andrew Kirkpatrick hitting .333 on the season with a pair of hits
Kirkpatrick will see strike 1.
and 6 at-bats.
So 1-1 count now. Stein's trying to go for his second straight scoreless inning against this lineup. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It'll be low, ball 2. Stein's 2-1 pitch. That one will be in the dirt. Ball 3 now.
I know Dylan Jackson's chomping at the bit for Kirkpatrick to get on base here. Unable to get a hit on Sunday against Albion in his trips to the plate as Kirkpatrick draws the walk there.
So DJ Dylan Jackson will get his attempt at the
Jackson.
box here. So he'll step in with Kirkpatrick. Will be standing at first after the walk. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Wittenberg still leading this one 7-0 as they try to finish this one out here. Caleb Steins, though, has been very impressive as Dylan Jackson takes a big crack at that one. Caleb Steins has been very impressive in his relief here in this game. Has kept Wilmington within reachable grab here in the last couple innings. Wilmington's offense just not able to stand up to the task of this tough pitching staff from Wittenberg, which is we've seen a lot of freshmen step out onto the mound tonight, and they've been up to the task and have pitched very well.
I think all these freshmen took their recruiting visits, saw this beautiful facility we have here at Carlton-Davidson Stadium, and now they're finally getting their opportunity to take that mound out there and get their first crack at performing out there. And they've all lived up to their expectations.
So Dylan Jackson will take strike 2 as he'll send that one foul into the night sky here, forming in Springfield, Ohio. A 1-2 count still, 2 outs. Steins will get his sign. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Dylan Jackson will dribble that one to third. It'll be a tough play, and Dylan Jackson will be able to run it out for an infield single. And that'll bring up number 26, Josh Bobie, to the plate with 2 outs now. Tigers trying to make this lead more comfortable to their liking here with 2 runners on and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th.
And we talked about earlier how Wittenberg hasn't got to double digits only one time, and it was in a 7-inning game in their win. So I'm sure in the back of their mind they might be saying something, hey, let's try and put a 10 spot on the board here.
So Steins will fire that in for strike 1, trying to keep this team away from that double-digit mark. So 0-1 count now. Kirkpatrick at second, Dylan Jackson at first.
And this is Bobie's first trip to the plate. He came in as a pinch runner.
The 1-1 pitch. as Bovee will take a crack into that one in center field.
Get over his head,
tracking
maybe?
it. And Schoenfeld will make a beautiful grab there for out number 3. So Caleb Stein goes another inning of scoreless work and keeps this deficit at 7. Wilmington will get one more crack at it right after this. So Dominic Deppa will step into the plate here to face Connor Goss. Goss trying to close this one out and get Wittenberg its 8th straight win here, 7th straight at home, as they lead 7-0 here in the top of the 9th inning. Goss's first pitch will be low for ball 1.
Goss is coming in with some considerable zip here in this late innings.
So that one will be sent high into the air in left field.
On the line.
That'll be out number 1. Ashton Newton out there in left field. As we see him, he plays all over that outfield. We saw him a lot in right field in last week's games. So now Wilmington will get a pinch hitter, number 5, J.C. Calhoun. He'll step into the box here. Wilmington 2 outs away from losing this contest.
Just talk about the difference in playing right and left field and how much territory there is to cover. And Ashton Newton does a good job of, making up how he was just in right field on Sunday. And he does a good job of reading this ballpark and finding that line to get that first out.
So Goss will fire in strike 1, and that'll be a big swing and a miss from Calhoun. And Goss has got him down 0-2 in the count.
And Goss coming in like a man on a mission, trying to get these 3 final outs for the Tigers.
Thrown with a lot of power, and that'll be in just low.
Oh, just missing the bottom of the zone.
So 1-2 count now. Goss trying to get the second out of the top of the 9th here. Here's the pitch. Another one just low will be ball 2. So 2-2 count now. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball will be in the ground for ball 3.
And one thing we've seen from the games on Sunday to the games today is these Wittenberg pitchers have a good tempo to them. They pitch with a quickness about them. They like to get the ball back. They like to get the ball in and out of the pitcher's hand and work quickly. Don't let the batter have much of a rhythm to them.
So Calhoun will send that one off and foul. So still a 3-2 count here. Calhoun and Goss battling in the top of the 9th inning.
That ball was fouled off, and Goss is already coming set.
Here's Goss's 3-2 pitch. That'll be high in ball 4. So Wilmington gets a base runner here in the top of the 9th. And if you want to avoid any trouble, that's the last thing you want to do here if you're Wittenberg, is give free bags to Wilmington. So that'll bring up number 15, Kyle Jennings. Kyle Jennings singled in his last at-bat.
Quick move by Goss there.
So Kyle Jennings standing at the plate. Joel O'Brien standing in the on-deck circle, pinch hitter. Here's the pitch. That'll be fired in for a
Hits the
strike.
inside corner there.
So 0-1 count now. Calhoun standing at first as he finds the inside edge of the plate once again.
That's about 7 seconds between when Goss gets the ball back and between when he throws the next pitch.
Playing with a lot of tempo, throwing with a lot of power. 0-2 count now. Here's the pitch. Big breaking ball. Oh, just misses the inside of the plate there, as that was a beautiful curveball from Connor Goss. So 1-2 count now. Here's the pitch. That'll be in the ground and low for ball 2.
Caught that bear.
Barehanded snag there. Wasn't ready for the throwback. Was adjusting his hand and snags that one with one hand. So Goss now 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Ball 3. So back-to-back batters where Goss has gone up in the count 0-2. And back-to-back batters where these Wilmington hitters have been able to fight this one and get back to a full count. So Goss, full count now. One out here. Here's the pitch. That'll be low in the ground for ball 4. So back-to-back walks here, and Wilmington gets 2 on. And that'll bring up number 30, Joel O'Brien.
Goss working with a 7-0 lead. I think just trying to do too much right now, trying to just strike out the Wilmington hitters. Seems to be a bit of a fly ball pitcher, as we saw that long, lazy fly ball down the left field line to Ashton Newton for the first out, but since then he hasn't been able to get the second and third out here on the Wilmington lineup.
So runners on first and second. Joel O'Brien in the box. And he'll be able to find the corner once again. So he starts off this count the same way he has the previous 2 batters. Strike 1. Double play ball is in effect here. We've seen this Wittenberg defense turn a couple of double plays in this one. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll be fouled back. So 3 batters in a row. Connor Goss has gone up 0-2.
Now can he finish the job and get that third strike, or a rollover for a double play ball, or even just some sort of lazy fly ball to just get this second out.
Takes a look back at second. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That'll be fouled off once again. So O'Brien battling in this one. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That'll be in the ground for ball 1.
Goss continuing to try and stay low in the zone. on these Wilmington hitters late. Rocco Royer trots out to have a chat with his pitcher.
Trying to settle him down a little bit. Just like you said earlier, really trying to pinpoint and play these perfect pitches here. And he's got the velocity and really good breaking balls to get these hitters to ground out, fly out, strike out, but he's just trying to throw that perfect pitch. And he's been able to go up in these counts now. But after that, it's been trying to really find that perfect pitch, and that one will be just high for ball 2. So again.
And JJ, you just said it. He's doing too much to try and pinpoint the ball and instead of just pitching it and throwing with his catcher, you know. And he's trying too much to aim the ball. He just needs to pitch it and throw it.
We really saw that in the first batter and the first couple pitches against. That one's going to be a wild pitch. A dangerous play now. Calhoun's going to round third, and he's going to stay. So Wilmington with runners on second and third now. Full count. Potential bases loaded with another pinch hitter, number 36, Dylan Montgomery, in the on-deck circle. But we really see it in his first couple pitches. Goss is able to, he just feels like he's going out there and throwing. He's relaxed. Mm-hmm. But after those first couple pitches, he gets a couple strikes. Now that's when he's really focusing on trying to get that strike 3 instead of just pitching the ball. So full count now. Runners on second and third. O'Brien in the box. Here's Goss's pitch, and that'll be fouled back.
He's pitched to contact a few times, and that's where he'll tend to shy away after getting a few fouled off on him. You know, he'll overthrow it or he'll throw him low to try and pitch away from contact. But we've said it a few times. You know, he has a great defense behind him. All these Wittenberg pitchers do. You know, let the Wilmington hitters make contact. Let your defense make a play. Just continue to play catch with your catcher. Don't try and overthrow the ball. Don't get ahead of yourselves. Just hit your spots, and there it is right there.
So he finally gets the strikeout he's been looking for out number 2. A very good full count pitch there. And now Wilmington down to their final out on the day, top of the 9th. So we're going to get a mound visit here.
This could just be a little confidence boost chat from head coach Brian McGee. You know, seeing if Goss has it in him to get the third and final out, or if we're gonna call in one final reliever to get this third and final out.
So we're back. Wilmington down to their final out in this game. Wittenberg sensing a win in their future. Connor Goss trying to close this one out. A couple of walks. It's giving Wilmington a little bit of life in here. They've got runners on second and third. But Dylan Montgomery, the pinch hitter, to try and keep this one going. So first pitch ball from Goss. Defa ball in the bullpen for Wittenberg just in case things starts to go south here.
And I think that's exactly what McGee was doing, was just boosting his pitcher's confidence. That one spiked in the dirt. Royer able to keep it close enough to where Wilmington unable to advance.
So 2-0 count now. Top of the order, and Cheney Felt for this Wilmington squad waits on deck. Here's a 2-0 pitch. That'll be in there for strike 1. Really living on the inside edge of the plate here when Connor Goss is his best pitch so far has been that inside fastball, and he's been able to pinpoint that pretty accurately here in the top of the 9th inning. So 2-1 count now. Here's the pitch. That'll be a swing. Tapper to second. A wild bounce to Wisner. And that'll score 1 for Wilmington as Wisner.
Talk about good base running, you know. Just trying to impede the eye line of the defender, and that's exactly what Wilmington did right there. They were breaking towards third and just did a little hesitation right in front of Wisner to break up his eye line to make that play, and then that ball just took one last jump right up into his midsection and ate him up.
So that brings up Tyler Shaney Felt Jr. to the plate here with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. He's going to take a first pitch strike. So Wilmington able to put up a run here in this one. Takes all 9 innings to get it, but now they've got runners on the corners.
Good first pitch by Goss there to continue to be aggressive and go after these Wilmington hitters, and first 2 pitches are strikes there for Goss.
So Shaney Felt watches the second strike fly by. Now down to the final strike. Final out of this one, Connor Goss trying to close out this game. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Just misses the outside edge of the plate as the dugout exploded, thinking that was strike 3 and a big breaking ball. Dugout sensing the end of this game is near. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Goss. That one will be skied into the air into left field. Newton will get underneath it, and that'll be the ball game. Wittenberg takes this one 7-1 over the visiting Wilmington Quakers off a very impressive pitching and hitting performance once again. They will improve their winning streak to 8 games in this one. AJ, final thoughts on this one?
For the second game in a row, Ashton Newton has recorded the final out. But other than that, great pitching performances from a young Tiger pitching staff tonight. Great defense to, back up the hitting and the young pitchers. And just looking forward to a big game tomorrow with Marietta coming to town and conference play opening up soon. These Tiger bats are getting hot. They're getting hot at the right time. So hopefully they can continue to string some more wins together, as a big part of the season is on the forefront.
Yeah, another very impressive showing from Wittenberg, another very well-balanced effort all the way around from pitching to hitting. This Tiger team was impressive on all fronts once again tonight. They take this one 7-1, and we thank you all for tuning into the Tiger Sports Network. My name is JJ Weisenberger, and thank you, and with my partner AJ Meyer. We thank you guys for tuning in. Have a wonderful night. Thank you.